Hello, Sasha here. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Okay, so would you like to know more about how to earn money online? I've got 23 really great ways to earn money online here for you. All right, I'm going to give you some guidelines, a few tips and tricks. Okay, a few things here. So some of these you will be ones that you think, oh yeah, that's obvious, and some of them maybe not. Okay, some of them are more traditional style types of working. Some of them are more new style. All right, so there are a huge variety. Okay, so some do require you to go on site at regular intervals. Some of those do. They're the more remote working ones, traditional style. But with Zoom and other sort of video conferencing and also team working software, it's much, much easier now to work, even if it's part of a team, and still do it remotely. Okay, so this is what we're trying to do, is work remotely. There's different ways of working online, so remotely is one. Okay, so every job has its pros and cons, and you need to see for you what suits you best and your skills best. All right, this is what I've got here is by no means an exhaustive list. The idea is it's going to give you enough sort of ideas to inspire you, and for you maybe to feel, oh, I could actually do this. Could I do this online? And think about it. Okay, so it can suit just about anybody. All right, so firstly what I'm going to do, if you prefer to stick to something a little bit more traditional with a boss and a stricter timetable, can do remotely, here are just a few that I'm going to run through. All right, with most of these there will probably be options for you working in-house. In-house, I mean in actually for a particular company. And then also the other option is to maybe work as a contract or freelance worker. Okay, so that you actually control your time much more. You're a little bit more power for you. But it also means obviously you don't get all the guarantees that you have within a job. Hey guys, hope you're enjoying watching this. Okay, so first of all, obviously IT is quite an obvious one. A lot of sort of tech ones can be done online. Hey Tatiana, cool, good. Marketing as well, all sorts of marketing with its PR, advertising, and just general marcoms and marketing. A lot of that can be done online as well now. You don't really need to be in the office unless you have particular meetings, but really most of those can be done remotely. All right, social media manager is another one. Obviously now with social media, people wanting other people to be consultants and to handle their social media for them because they don't understand. They want people who are experts who can help them. So that's another thing. And obviously that type of job, it can be done remotely. Graphic design is another, obviously. You hear a lot of things about these sites like Fiverr and everything offer logos. But obviously if you want high quality work, it's still, people will pay that a little bit more. All right. And loads of graphic design, and it can all be done remotely. Okay. Tech support is another one. All right. Hey there, Kieran. How you doing? Wow. Haven't seen you for ages. Hey. All right. Tech support is another one, so providing technical support to people, because a lot of things, there's a lot of applications that you can use, programs that you can use to actually be able to get onto somebody's computer and remotely access it if they give you permission, okay, to work on it if they need help. Customer service as well in many different languages, okay, so that's a big one that a lot of people do. Being a translator. Hi Wojciech, bonjour, comment ça va? Okay, all right. Customer service, I spoke in many different languages. Translator, so that was quite fortunate. The Wojciech came on then speaking in French. Okay, so you can be a translator, whether that's just written material or other things, okay. An accountant, sometimes an accountant, does he need to be there all the time? Not necessarily, so it could be something that you do online, all right. Any kind of job involving sort of research and analysis, whether it's more in markets or whether it's for particular things. Like I remember when I was in PR, is being paid to do research on particular subjects, etc., and then providing a report for them. So it's things like that you can do remotely. You don't need to be in the office for that. Web design, obviously, that's a big one. Teaching is something that's become very, very popular recently. I'm trying to think of the name of some of the places for that. I'll try and remember and do that tomorrow. Basically, a lot of you can be teaching English to Asia. That's where a lot of the people are doing it now, although some of them want more American style, accents and language, okay? And also you've got to work out the different time the time differences, but there's a lot of people that want that online, but also teaching other subjects as well. Okay. Also, so that's sort of teaching and journalism. I forgot that journalism is one way you can do it pretty much online, although you might have to go to particular places to interview them depending on the type of journalism you're doing, but it's something you can do remotely. There are some, hey Gregory, how you doing? All right. Jobs, there's some jobs that have been created that have been sort of more, as we've moved to an online world, that become more important. So things like a content writer. That's basically somebody who writes some of the content that you have in blogs or in websites or other things, or posts on Facebook. Somebody who does that very, very quickly, and that's good at that. Virtual recruiter. You don't actually now, as a recruitment agent, necessarily have to be on the ground. You can do some of the work initially for other people who then say do the more detailed stuff. You can do work online, very much so for recruiting. Bloggers, obviously that's known about for years. Bloggers and, as they say, influencers or whatever. You could be traveling, talking about particular hotels and things like that, and that you can get some free things with that, and obviously be able to travel doing that. All right, it's something, but you have to be able to know how to get your audience and things like that. So it's quite specialized in a way. Virtual assistant, that's another one. Okay, a friend of mine actually does that. And yeah, it's something you can think about doing. That is being like a personal assistant to somebody, and you can have several clients, but you do it virtually, you do it online, okay, remotely. Online travel agents, that's another one. That's quite a few people I've seen that are doing that, okay. Also, virtual concierge, again, concierge services, some of that you can do online, so it's another thought as well. Having an online shop, so that's actually your own business, okay. You can do that and sell particular products, and I'm going to go on to something a bit later that kind of links in with that, okay. A YouTube reviewer is another one that some people do, is they basically review products online on YouTube and do videos of their reviews, okay. Okay, you keep hearing everyone is a coach. But it's a very, very broad term, okay? So I'm saying coaching, but what I mean is a little bit more than that, okay? You don't have to be a complete expert about everything, but you can choose something that you have knowledge or a skill about, and you can make sort of basically a webinar. You can do a PDF. You can do membership groups, or something that people pay for, and then like ebooks and things like that. So all of it can lead from one thing to the next. The same content can be used and then sort of changed around a little bit and moved to put it into another format, okay? And that is one way that you can do it. A lot of people do that, okay? It could be anything from like recipes, for example, because you're talking about a particular way of, like keto, for example, that I'm very keen on, and low carbs. I did do a recipe book for that, but I do actually need to do a little bit more online stuff for that, because there's a lot more that I can do with that. So I hope that gives you an example of that. So there's also options where you work for yourself. Again, as I said, there's the traditional way of working where you're sort of more restrained, if you like, in terms of the hours that you work and everything. There's ones where you can be your own boss completely, and you kind of set up your own business. And where, for example, the shipping and customer service is provided for you, so you don't actually have to do any of that, okay? And it gives you the opportunity to earn what's known as passive income. Passive income is basically where when you sleep, you're still earning. It takes time to build that up. Basically, you get paid a commission, like with any sales, really, but it can multiply and kind of snowball as well, if you manage to sort of work with the right people and everything. So, for example, there's affiliate marketing. So things like, some people work with Amazon, and a lot of companies nowadays, they have affiliate programs. So basically, you point them towards them. You have a sales website that you have, and you get commission through that, okay, for actually sending somebody to buy something now, okay? Network marketing is another one. Say your other Tupperware or other home-based businesses, basically you're paid commission, and then like any sales, as I said, it can multiply, and if you can get other people to help you as well, it can go really, really fast. So that's kind of the last one that I've done. I hope that gives you a bit of an idea and some inspiration. Obviously, ask some questions if you want to. Send me a message if you want to know if you've got any particular questions, which is happy to help you with, no problem. But I do hope it gives you some inspiration, and it helps you in your decision about whether you want to go online or not. I hope you watched episode 1 as well, where I went on about the pros and cons of working online. Watch out for episode 3, which is where I'm going to be giving you some really sort of useful links where you can find remote job listings and other things and places you can tout your services, etc. and all that. If it interests you, you can also message me to find out what I do online, if it's any interest to you whatsoever. I enjoy it. I love it. And yes, have a great day. I hope I've helped you there. Send me a message. Would love to hear from you. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye.